Hi, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make this camera adapter screw. So before we start with the equipment you need, I'm going to give you a warning that this will not affect the camera mounting screw on the camera. Like the screws will not get stripped inside it. Now that we got that, you can start with the video. The equipment you need is this. You want screws like this. Screws that are 1/4. Make sure that the screws is smaller. Like this screw is small and this screw is not. Why you would need a smaller screw is because the big screw will take longer. The smaller screw will not take longer. Now I'm gonna take this apart and show you the length of the screw. You see right here, the length of the screw is not that big compared to these two. This one, you see it's big. As I put them together, like so, it's a bit big, but this one is a bit almost the same size, like that. Now, what you want to do is have a sander like this. A sander, or what you could use is this saw. You could use this saw like so to cut it. To cut it, you would need to put it in a vise if you use the saw. But for my choice, I'm going to use the sander. And then next, what you would want is some sandpaper afterwards so you don't go more than what you want with the sander. Now that we got the equipment you need, we're going to start with the video. Now, what you want to get is the screw you want, and make sure when you're sanding with this that you don't go too much, because you can ruin the screw and the size you want will not be perfect. Make sure that the size you want is the size of the original screw that you use to mount the camera. Like I'm gonna make this screw be three threads. What I mean by that is that I'm not gonna make the whole screw 3 threads on the bottom. I'm gonna make 3 threads on the top so it can mount to this. When I mount it to this plate, it will have three screw heads sticking out, and that will be enough for the camera to get mounted on. Like this. You want to turn on your sander like so. This might be a bit noisy. I'll fast forward to when I'm done sanding like this. Make sure you use some pliers like this, because they can get pretty hot when the screw gets sanded. Now what you want to do is turn on your sander like so and start sanding to where you want the screw head to be. Don't worry if it's not perfect, because you can fix it with sandpaper later, like I'm going to be showing. Now start it like so. And you see right there, the screw moves a bunch with this wrench. So what I'm going to be using is locking pliers. I'm going to be using these locking pliers because these work the best, like I'm going to be showing you. Adding the screw on this so it can get rethreaded when it's done, it's not necessary, because I never had a problem not using a screw nut to tighten it. You can just rethread it when you put it into your adapter, like this. Now, what you want to do is put your screw on locking pliers or any pliers you want. will do. Now I'm going to turn on the sander again.
Like so.
You see right there, it keeps moving, but what I could do is move it like this on a position where it can get clamped more. You see right there, they got clamped better. Because if you put it here, it will not really get as much. Now, what I'm going to do is this. Sand it to where I need it to be. Now what we could do is wait for it to cool down a bit, and then we could check it with this adapter that I'm going to be taking apart. Now there's two ways of checking it. You could either check the length of this screw with the screw that you have with this screw, or you could either put it in this adapter like I had it before to check the length. What I'm gonna be doing is checking the length with these two things. Now what you want to get is this in your bracket and put the screw on like so. This is just trial and error. Now you could put it back in your adapter and it will get rethreaded by itself, like so. You see right there, it's a bit too big. The screw is a bit too big. So what I'm gonna be doing is sanding it some more. I'm gonna take it off and sand it some more. Next, when I'm done sanding it, I'm gonna check it with this screw, so you know how it will go when I check it with this screw. Next, now I'm gonna put it back in these pliers, like I did before. Turn this on again, and you want to be sanding. Now what we're gonna do is check the size with this, but first you gotta wait for it to cool down, because sometimes it can be hot. It can burn you, because this creates a lot of friction. Now what we want to do is check the size like this. You could just line it up and check the size of it. Like you see right there, the size is almost perfect. But to give you a better representation, I'm gonna put it back in the bracket. And you see here, the screw, it's a bit too big still. So what I'm gonna be doing is sanding some more. I'm gonna be taking it apart again. I'm gonna be sanding it again because it's too short. It's too long, I mean. Doing this would be better if you do it with a saw, cause you could just find the dimensions of the screw that you want and then just cut it with the saw, and then you could just sand it a bit so it's not too rough. Now I'm gonna be sanding it with this thing. Make sure when you're sanding or cutting it that the screw is that you cut it straight, because if you cut it at an angle, it will not work, because it will get stuck in the screw head of the camera. It will get stuck. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Now I'm gonna keep going on sanding, because it ain't to the length yet. Now what we can do is check it with the bracket to see if it's the size that we need. Like so. You see there, it's almost the exact same size. Now what you want to do is still sand it. I think one more sand one more round of sanding will do it. Because right now, if you put the camera on it, it will not work. Because it will be wobbly. Like so. Show you. It will be wobbly if you leave it. If you leave it. You see? It's wobbly. It has a little bit of play in it. Now what you want to do is sand it some more again. I think I think one more round of sanding will do it. Make sure that you don't sand all the way to the part that you want it if you're sanding it, because you can always hand sand it with this. You can always hand sand it with sandpaper. Now what we're gonna do is check the fitment if it fits or not, because I think it will fit. Don't worry if the screw is a bit big, because that will help it screw into the mount and the tripod adapter, like so. See right there that it's almost at 3. What you want to do, you could leave it, but I'm not going to try to leave it on, because see, it will not work. Now I'm going to sand it some more, but this time I'm going to hand sand. I'm going to grab the screw to hand sand it, because that will not be affected. It will just get hot. You see, it's a bit bad still, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to resand it. Like so. Now, I'm going to check it again. Because this is just it's just sanding and checking if you're using a sander. But if you're using a saw, it's not checking guess. You can just screw it on, and it's a bit too big still, so I'm going to sand it. One more check, and I think it got it. I think this one got it. Now what I'm going to be doing, because I think this one is it, I'm going to check it with the camera. If it's wobbly, I'm going to sand it again. And you see right there, I think that one was it, because the camera is not moving. So now what you could do is either hand sand it. You can hand sand it, because some of the burrs are on it. Because that did it. You see? It's the same size as the other one. It should be the same size. The two screws are the same size. You could go a bit more on sanding it, just so it's like this, so it's rounded a bit, because you could use the sanding sponge. That's what I used, and it worked. So that's it for this video, guys. Please like and subscribe for more how-to videos like these ones. Bye.